Hello again. This is the Watering Man. We're going to continue in John chapter 4, verse 46. This is Spiritual Toolbox number 559. Okay, let's start out reading it from the King James Version. Turn it around here, make sure it's turned up. Okay, so Jesus came again into Cana of Galilee, where he had made the water wine. And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capernaum. A second. Okay. Alrighty. Get this lined up here. Now, we covered last term came and so. So now we're down to the third word in that verse. And we're going in the interlinear, looking in the Strong's concordances and all this stuff. And also I'm relating some stuff that's come in the valley of that comes in the valley of the shadow of death to help you make the right decision. God, to discern it in this baffling, confusing wind, pressure situation. See, the studying, skimming it, and then going in and looking deeper and deeper, getting all you can get. You still got to discern it and make the right choice with everything you got. It's bringing you to a more confident stage of knowing which way is God. Because this thing's very sneaky snake. It's more subtle than any beast in your field, in your mind. It's like the master manipulator. Oh, yuck, you want to know which way is yuck, feeding you that maggot-filled, fly-filled piss, and Joppa dogs and calling it good because it'll taste good in your mouth at first. When you partake of it, you do it, man, it feels good. Then I went nuts and told this person off, man, I just feel, man, I'm so righteous, yeah. We're not gonna take it. You'll get all riled up in it. Just like in old Western, they go in, somebody has something, some outlaws or something comes in and kills their family, burns their barns and all this stuff. Does all kinds of nasty stuff to them. And they get all pissed off. They think they know who did it. It was that dude right there. Goes and gets that, takes his blast money, goes to a saloon, gets everybody stirred up, drunk, buying them all beer. We need another round for the whole crew of you. Gets them all going, and then says, I'm going to go out there and lynch this. He tells his story. And then gets a big lynching mob. And they go out and big thing and catch this person that may or may not have had anything to do with it. In this scenario, I'm telling you, maybe they weren't even nowhere in the vicinity. They didn't have nothing to do with it. They go out there and they kill, they do to them what they, they justify. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Like looting, riot, and all this stuff. It's a celebration, because they're, woo, free drinks. Oh, they got them all loosened up. Shoot them up. So they throw the rope over and hang him from a horse. Smack that horse and it takes off. It's done all out of the beast nature, out of their might and their power. They put the innocent guy on there, on a horse, and then smack its butt. Go! Go. And then they find out there's another guy, or another group of outlaws. That guy didn't have nothing to do with it. He was maybe had been out working on his garden or working at the livery stable or the blacksmith shop or wherever during these events, or at home with his family, whatever. He didn't even know nothing about it. He found out about it later. Oh, man, I sure feel bad for that guy. Was there something I could do? Well, there is. You can get hung. Here comes the whole posse, the drunken mob, and they string him up. And then okay. I love you, honey. Have a great day. Just a minute. Sorry. Love you.
2 more, please.
2 more. Love you.
3 more, about between 11 and 12.
Okay, honey. Be safe, okay? If you see that one guy, ask him about this.
Yeah,
okay? Thank you. Love you. All right. Had to say bye to my wife, okay? Now this guy, they've hung up, they've strung up, as they got in a unbridled, fired up, drunken mob mentality, revenge, not vindication by God. They're trying to vindicate it by themselves, and they're missing. They're in error because this guy didn't have nothing to do with what they're accusing him of. They string him up. He's dead, hanging from a rope now. Stretched his neck, so to speak. Now here comes in, they find out later, they catch the guys that really did it. Had a big shootout and everything. Okay? And then all of a sudden, the one guy says, oh man, I'm sorry about that. Too late now. Tell that to the dead guy that you done strung up. Tell that to his wife and kids. Oops. Oops is not enough. You thought it was a good way? It's a lollipop. And you went out and got all your buddies and all your friends. You prayed with them and got all your spiritual buddies, and you went out and done spiritual warfare because you got a right to get even. You messed up, didn't you? It's kind of like that pretzelating stuff. The word that I made up to describe it. You feed too quick, you're like a serpent, want you to take and bite it quick, strike back fast, instead of being like the worm. It just dies when you step on it. You step on a snake, poisonous snake, it's probably going to bite you, and you could die very easily. A lot of very venomous. Okay? This thing, you retaliate quickly. Or you let it boil and simmer and get mad, angry, more and more pissed off. And then you get all your buddies, you pray to them. Man, this is just not right. God oughta, he oughta see it my way. I better get 100 or 1,000 people to agree with me, or we're going to hold our breath and God will have to change his way. No. In these eyes of the storm, you got to be able to discern, hear the voice of God. And that hope, to where you really don't know, in that baffling, confusing wind, those pressure situations, becomes more and more clear as you study, as you get the spiritual toolboxes, as you go through these experiences. You hear the voice of God. You shama, hear intelligently, not only with the intent to respond positively, because you could be misled into getting a drunken mob, or getting all your buddies, your spiritual warfare people, to get up there and swing like a mad dog, and you're missing. I think it's right, but it's a good thing. It's lollipops. It's taking out there to manipulate your butt, and oh no, we hung the wrong guy, or the wrong person. Oops, I'm sorry, Father. Hindsight is 20/20. I should have been slow to speak, or quick to hear God and slow to react, so to speak. Not quick to hear and even quicker to react. Strike back and retaliate and get even with them. That's red way thinking. Poop thinking. No matter if it's good or bad, or a piece of you tastes good in your mouth, it's going to make you sicker than a dog. You're going to be like laying at the feet of this dude, sicker than a dog. Don't you think that would be about kind of the way you feel? Or maybe you have to pay, maybe you get thrown in prison or whatever for hanging this guy, or any other kinds of retaliation. Going to beating this guy up, telling him off, whatever. All kinds of things. You can work it out yourself. This is just one little scenario, okay? Instead of waiting upon God, make sure you're hearing God. As you do this, my children, God speaking, my children, hear my voice, and the voice of that other one, that misleading, manipulating, lollipop-giving sucker that tries to molest your mind into going out there and doing something like this guy on the Western went out there and got a whole big mob, a whole big bunch of his buddies, because they agreed with him, and a whole majority of them went out there and strung the guy up. So, man, we're right, yeah. Didn't they kind of shoot themselves in the foot? Didn't they kind of pretzelate themselves? Stick this foot in your mouth, stick that foot in your mouth, and shake it all about. Poop it out your butt. I think that's what it's about. Do the hokey pokey. It's shafting you. The whole lot of pokey. This red dog's a pokey. That you didn't wait on God, and that's what it's all about, Paul. That's what it's all about. Yeah, doing the hokey pokey. You're thinking it's out there's your enemy. You're thinking that guy you strung up, maybe is your enemy. Or it's somebody else's fault. Maybe they did come and hang my pole. Or do something else. Burn down my barn. Stole my cattle. Messed with my mind as I was polishing the outside of my cup. I got all my other buddies just polishing outside their cup. Wasn't dealing at all with this inside stuff. We was just retaliating, revenge. Yeah, let's get them. That's right. And it's a lollipop. It's going to manipulate your mind. And that hokey pokey, hokey pokey, Gotta watch that. I'll stab my own self. Whack, whack. Stabbing you in your hands, in your work. Your air gun. Excuse me. Your efforts. Oh no. That is one way. One device. One tactic. One to carry out its strategic plan is to take you down the shitter. Like this picture over here that's drawing, remember? You're up here. Valley of the shadow of death, up in your soulish thinking, your messed up double-mindedness. Where you got flesh and the Spirit of God, the seed planted down in there. And that baffling, confusing wind, when it's like somebody killed my Paul, or they took my cattle, or they said boo to me. Therefore, I gotta tear them up. Therefore, I gotta string them up. I better go get all my buddies, and maybe I'll buy them all a drink and get them drunk so they'll go with me. Yeah. Kind of like Jackass, right? Yeah. If I get them real drunk on their own, me, myself, and I, self-righteousness, ego thinking, they'll have the shit thinking too. They'll see it my way in the storms of life. And we'll all be doing the hokey pokey, whole lot of pokey, hokey pokey. Try not to laugh. That's what it's all about, pal. That's what it's all about. Bow to your king, Nebuchadnezzar, your own carnal man buddy. Don't get that log out of your eyes, 'cause it's 6666, pal. It's 6666. Your own humanistic thinking in your mind, your forehead, and in your works, your hand. Don't be messed up. That's one. Be slow to speak, quick to hear what God's telling you, and obey it. And be thankful. But I didn't know this way. I didn't buy into that BS. That flies and poop hot dogs in the Joppa land. Calling it Joppa land, right? I mean, myself and I, the easy peasy way. This is right. We got it right. Okay? It's all poop hot dogs and flies and maggots. It's just gonna make it worse. Yeah, but you gotta get even and do it real fast. Well, you got an opportunity. You don't want to slip away, man. You gotta make a stand, and then you gotta be right. Quack, 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 quack. You gotta do, don't poo-poo in your temple. That's what this thing, your red dog, your alpha dog, your carnal mind's telling you. Just be more like this example in this verse, in this whole passage here, of the nobleman. Oh my goodness, is belonging to God. He believed God. He just left. And his mind, not just his son in here. This actually son is a weos. It's not an infant, not a brephos or a nepios. It's a weos. Make sure it is. Let me get down here to where it's at. I'm going to get there later. I'll bring it out. But it's this word right here. It says Sinus 5207 YHIOS. This word.
Strong's G 5207. We us.
That's a mature son. That's like if you related it to a natural, that'd be like a 30-year-old or greater. Not a technon from like adolescence, maybe like a 12-year-old, beginning of adolescence, puberty, up to a full-grown adult. Not just 18 years old, plumb up to 30 years old. Mature. Now, it's just spiritual. And the natural 30-year-old may not be very mature at all. But hopefully you keep greenlighting God. In the spirit, he's doubling it in different thought processes. 1 and 2 to 4 to 8. It's becoming more and more spiritual. It discerns. So these storms is not getting you to go out there and hang innocent people. Or hang them just because you got an inkling that they might have done you wrong. Man, that dude stepped on my toes, so I'm going to smash his head. I'm going to, me and my buddies out here, man, this one's actual. He'll think he was a major league pitcher at one time. Man, he could take them rocks and verbal accusations and man, beat him right there. Nah, he could have been a lawyer. Throwing the do-do-don't-don'ts of the law of Moses, right? They made over 600. They took the 10 Commandments, like, really, we'll get into that more some other time. And made it into like over 600. Six. Humanistic thinking. Laws. Do-dos, don't-don'ts. You know you are the temple of the living God. Don't let that thing put the poo-poo in your mind. Give you a drink. Get you drunk on your own righteousness. And then follow the main dude's following the alpha dog, his own red way of thinking over off the cliff. He's got all these buddies, spiritual warfare or drunken whatever, other humanistic people and other humanistic thought processes in your mind. You dwell on it, it just gets you get more and more enraged. It blows the light out of your mind. So you're not thinking with the mind of Christ. You're thinking with this red dog, man. It's leading you around. Oh no, not again. After the fact, you hung the wrong guy. It hurt me bad. It wasn't my friend. I must have been infatuated. No, take it back. But too late, dumbass. You wasn't speaking in the love of God, was you? You was mute. And you was ass. You was the beast nature. You was exercising that thing, and it's death. Now you're going to get what you deserve. Mankind, you'll reap what you sow. Oh no, not again. Pop, pop, pop. I done did the hokey pokey, and this thing's just happening. And these storms, God's giving you an opportunity. The Lone Ranger come in there and shoot this shaft or shanker, doing the hokey pokey to you, out of your hand. Oh! And then annihilate him. Nuclear fission. And it's doing more than that. It's just annihilating this, using this rocket fuel to bring you back up into the nuclear fusion to the kingdom of God, back home to Daddy God, feast of ingathering, feast of oneness, the feast of booths, where God's your covering, not this red dog. Says that's the false king, saying you do it my way, bop 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 it up. I'll be your covering. I am your God. Don't be in that idolatrous worship, that image, that false image. It's not a devil, it's you. Your own carnal, non-spiritual mind that's enmity. It's directly opposed to you going towards and into God. Ice, E-I-S. Oh, man. Don't go God's way, go this way. You don't do it right now. Blah, 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 blah. He hauling all this stuff, barking at you. Misquoting, quoting, messed up, twisted to its own destruction, parakeet. Be like the nobleman. Yes, sir, Daddy God. And become like a widow woman, widow to this way of thinking in this area. And God will transform this tiny spot inside that thought process. And whatever level he wants. Boom, bringing it up. 1, 2, 4 to 8. Bringing you back up in the air as you overcome through him and in him. Through channeling of an act. Through the channel act. Like the pipeline of God. Not in this pipeline that's leading down to your septic tank. Giving you the swirling. Okay? Now, let's get back to the rest of this verse, okay? I'm working on it, okay? First word was Cain, then so. Then now we're talking about, where's this taking place at? In the Ha, 3558, or 3588. I'll get it. H-O. They didn't even translate it. See, it's kind of hid to this carnal mind, but it's there. This word.
Strong's G 3588.
Ha. It's that ball thinking of your mind, right? It's in your mind. It's not outside. These are just circumstances and stuff to bring that pressure up so that you got to make a decision. It's for you, not to you. God works your ways way above our ways. We don't have to always understand it. We just gotta obey God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And that's the layout prostate, right? Not trying to get up here and do spiritual warfare and get up there and hang a wrong person. Or do something that's just like sticking your foot in your mouth. Your lifestyle, your actions. Right now, I'll do it again. The more you do that, the more entangled in the cares of this worldly thinking, this fleshly thinking you get. The more you get entangled in that Red Sea, the Reed Sea of your mind. Makes it really hard to walk across when God parts that mind, that thought process. and walk down this walk to live exist on this dry land. Like one little thought, one little spot out of like a billion of this red thing all the way around. Pretty narrow path, and it's narrowing. It's like funnel of correction, bringing you right back into the oneness of God, back into that singularity, if you will, like in a black hole. A lot of pressure. Thalipsis, tribulations, calamities, to take this dog out of your mind. It's a relationship builder. It's inside you. It's like that dust devil. It's like a little tornado like, but it takes the hot air, cold air, what is it? Yeah, cold air up to the higher, to the, like hot, heating it up, but it's bringing it up from the lower atmospheric region, red way, all the way up, spinning you upwardly. One thought process at a time, up to the higher way of thinking, God's way, up to His love, where there's the nuclear fusion. But you got to do it His way. Fission and fusion of that. Not only an atom, that'd be like one thought process. And God's expanding that out to Earth to Alpha Centauri, like that star system. Like a huge ball. And then each little spot in there, He's offering the transformer. And that's in one, each little spot is like coming up out. When you do this. And it's growing, 1, 2, 4, 8. Because the more you do it, the more you recognize. You're not just studying, not just doing the books and all this stuff. Because even that, you can get entangled in this stuff. This thing's more subtle than any beast, anything in your field, in your mind. It'll twist it and make you think, man, if I go out there and get all my buddies to agree with me, we're all right. And don't matter, this must be the devil. And you're missing, because this is God. He's sending those storms for you to give you an opportunity for this nuclear fission, splitting. The Word of God is sharper than any two-edged sword. It's dividing us under the spirit and the soul. Spirit of God, that soul is where it's bound together. He's setting you free from this burden of this old red crap dog here. It's messing with you in the head. It's kind of like screwing you in the head. Oh! I screwed up. Boom, off the cliff. Oh no, Lemming. I'm going to take all my buddies with me. Maybe they'll make it better. No. No. 2 or 3 are gathered in my name going this way. This is not the name of God. This is the name, the nature, character, and authority, the anima in the New Testament, and the shame, the S, let's see, I forget how they spell it. I think it's just S-A-M. Because I think the S they say is like Shah. I'll have to look at that to make sure. I've been there and looked at it a lot, but so much I have little blips. Okay? But the shame, and the anima, that's the nature, the character, and authority of God. That's that golden nature of God. Not this fool's gold. Like in that one vision God gave me. Had a big old, was going down this tunnel, man. And had this big old chain, golden chain with a golden plaque on my chest, man. I was just so proud of it. All my accomplishments and stuff, man, just the greatest. Got up to a certain part where the tunnel was going to get more and more narrow. And there's logs on top of these like sewer systems on the side that's funneling in, just like the funnel of correction. And you go past this one part, Father God's up there telling us about something. And the more he's getting more and more irate and emphatic with it. He's trying to get it through to you. Man, laying on. By the end of that, all of a sudden, that stuff that I was so proud of, man, I realized that's fool's gold. That's this red dog thinking. And I was up there with my works. And it has to have in God's timing whenever you just got to agree with him. Your will be done, Father. Pull that stuff off little by little and throw it in that sewer system. Be gone with you. God will take care of it. But your efforts, you're agreeing with God. That's your spiritual warfare. Lay at the feet of God. Give up all this plaques and all this stuff. Man, look at all this cock-a-doodle-doo stuff here, man. Yeah, man, I'm so strong in myself. No, when we are weak, he is strong. When we try to be strong with all of our plaque and all this stuff, God is weak. You're shoving him down, burying him deeper and deeper and deeper in those piles of dirt. Don't do that. Be like this nobleman. God said it. That's enough. Be gone with you. Beat it, you dumbass donkey. You Jacob Nature, you trickster, hill grabber. Blah! Get out of here. You're not a monster outside me. You're my own stinking thinking. That God wants me to work out with him. So that this relationship with him becomes more and more and more intimate. I know him better. Oh my goodness. I'll continue there later. I only covered one word, but it's about quality. Thank you. Hit like, subscribe.